supplementary. The member from Nipissing.
Thank you. Good morning, Speaker. My question is for the Deputy Premier. You grew our deficit from $9.2 billion to $10.5 billion and now to $10.9 billion this year. You're headed the wrong way. You're getting farther away from balancing, not closer. You turned our once proud province into an economic wreck. We have the highest energy costs in North America. We have the highest payroll taxes in Canada. Since you turned us into a have-not province, you've received $14 billion in equalization payments from the federal government. And you still can't balance the budget. You're failing our youth, hurting our seniors, and putting families in an ever-deepening hole. Why should anyone believe you can balance a budget when you can't even reduce your own deficit?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Deputy Premier.
Well, thank you, Speaker. We have a very clear plan to balance the budget by 2017-18, and tomorrow's budget will demonstrate how we are taking those next steps, Speaker. I can tell you that in 2014-15, our government is once again beating our deficit target, Speaker. We have done that year after year. The result is $25 billion less in debt than originally projected, Speaker. So we have a responsible plan, we have a balanced plan, we have a plan that invests in our people, that invests in our infrastructure as we take responsible decisions to get best value for the money, Speaker, that we spend in this province.
Thank you. Supplementary.
To the Deputy, every expert has spoken out about the sorry state of Ontario's finances, all under your watch. Our latest release, Focus on Finance, puts Ontario under a microscope, and no one is happy with what it reveals. The Auditor General said, quote, Ontario's debt continues to grow faster than the province's economy. The result is what she calls a crowding out of other spending. We now have less money for the things our citizens expect from the province. We're starting to see front-line cuts in health care and education, just as the Auditor General warned. Later today, our interim leader, Jim Wilson, will present our Opposition Day motion with 5 budget asks designed to help Ontario's families. Will you agree to change your downward path and support our motion?
Thank you. Be seated, please. The member from Oxford, come to order. Clerk.
The opposition party continues to tear Ontario down, calling us an economic wreck. That is simply not accurate. Our plan, in stark contrast, is all about building Ontario up, Speaker. We are committed to continue to build that dynamic, innovative, competitive business environment. We will continue to invest in our people, Speaker, particularly young entrepreneurs and young people who are working on that transition from school to work, Speaker. We absolutely are committed to building up our infrastructure. For too long, the appropriate investments have not been made in our infrastructure. We're addressing that, Speaker. And we are going to continue to ensure that the hard-working people of Ontario have the retirement security that they deserve. I would suggest you look at our plan and join us in this fight, Speaker.
Thank you. Final supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. To the Deputy. Earlier this week, we asked that you present a serious, credible, and detailed plan to balance the budget. Instead, we continue to see frontline cuts, Speaker. Everyone in this legislature has examples. So let me give you some from my hometown of North Bay. 94 full-time and 34 part-time frontline healthcare workers, including nurses, have been fired in North Bay. More than 54 people at Nipissing University, including 22 professors, have been fired in North Bay. 43 workers from Ontario Northland have been fired in North Bay. Your wasteful and scandalous mismanagement of our budget is reducing services and putting the most vulnerable at risk. When will you present a serious, credible, and detailed plan to balance the budget?
Thank you. The member for Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke, come to order. Premier, the Minister of Health, Long-Term Care.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I'm glad the member opposite has referred to health care in North Bay, because I know he already knows this information. I want to share with the rest of the legislature that on Monday, 3 health organizations, it was announced that they will receive funding for this fiscal year, Mr. Speaker. And the reason this announcement was made, in fact, this announcement was made by the member opposite. And quoting the North Bay Nugget, Mr. Speaker, the funds recently announced by Nipissing MPP Vic Fedeli will go toward mental health and replacement reserve costs associated with supported housing services in Nipissing. And in fact, Fedeli, the member opposite, in a release, extended it. On Monday, Mr. Speaker, he extends his sincere appreciation on behalf of Nipissing residents to our local healthcare professionals for their...
Thank you. New question, the leader of the third party.
Thank you, Speaker. My question